Hello. Welcome to the third or fourth behind the scenes video. Today we are going to be looking at all of the mirrors in the video, and there's quite a lot of them. I think there's 5 scenes where she breaks a mirror. And these are pretty hefty scenes. These are pretty, they're personal scenes for Alice, and, it's showing her insecurity, and it's showing how she goes about herself. She doesn't think she looks good. And so this is the first time this is revealed unto us, where we see her, trying to impress herself, and it doesn't work, and she's disappointed in herself. And so this effect right here is a mix of a lot of nodes and a lot of patience, because this effect does not work in viewport. So yeah, let's get into it. So the basis of this effect is this is in fact a mirror. There's nothing behind it. And so what it does is there's actually the two Alices are in the same area, and they're animated using this exact same animation, but there's a difference in the materials. And so what it does is this Alice right here, her material states, so let me quickly set up the viewport like I had it last video. I should have done this before recording, but I didn't, you know how things are. And so if we go here, hopefully this will be sufficient. I'll make this a little smaller. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, if we switch over here, we can see pretty much what it does is it takes... So, Blender has this node, right? And pretty much what it does is it will give you a 0 or 1 value based on if this node is in the reflection. So you can see right here, if we go here, look at that. So it'll give us a 1 value if it is in the reflection. It'll give us a 0 value if it's not in the reflection. And so what we can do with this is invert this. Node is useless. But and then I did a gradient texture, which is something I do a lot. And so one of these objects, let me try to find it. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, there it is. So this controls the gradient. You can see it controls the effect. And so what it does is it takes a gradient using that vector coordinates, and it does some math to it. And pretty much what it does is it subtracts that value. So then if you see here, right here, so now only half of Alice is white and the other half is black. And we can use this. So now that we have a 1 value and a 0 value, we can say, okay, well, only if it has a 0 value, replace it with if it has a 1 value, replace it with transparency. And then that's pretty much how that works. So if the value is 1, it is transparent, and if it's not, it's black. If it's black, then it's not transparent. So you can see how that effect will merge with the viewport right there, with the other Alice. And then the other Alice is the opposite. So let's quickly put that right back. So if we go in object mode, just select the other Alice, there we go. Her material is pretty much the exact same thing but the opposite, but she has this white little glow on it, and I'll show you how I did that. And so what she does is if it's white, appear, and if it's not white, don't appear. And so that only makes it so the bottom parts appear. And then this glow, what it does is it takes the newest added area into the newest transition part, and it adds this glow right here. That's all. It's pretty simple. And so that's how I did that mirror effect. And so this mirror effect took the longest, and I never did this way again. This is the only time I use this method. And so yeah, let's go see the other methods. Here we are in the next scene. So this is the scene where she's doing her makeup and she messes up and has a little moment. And so in this scene, if we watch it, it actually does work in viewport. But in this scene, the mirror completely covers, the glow completely covers the mirror. And the reason for this is, so if we go here, the effect will actually look a little bit, you'll be able to tell if I turn off bloom. So here, you can pretty much see what's happening. All it's doing is, oops, that was loud. It's just pretty much moving the mirror out of the way. And then there's an exact copy of that room behind it with this Alice. And so I did this effect because it's nice and easy and not too hard. It's very cheap to do. And it worked because it was only a quick shot. I didn't need it to look too great. And so in this scene, I think there's only one effect here. Yeah, because the object itself doesn't move. It's only the mirror that does. It's only the material. And so if we go into the nodes here, you can see it's pretty simple. All it is it's I take the point animated, as you can see. There it is. It's all animated. And I adjust it some more. And then I pixelate it so that it has, you know, it looks Minecrafty. And then I put that pixelated through a noise texture so that the noise is pixelated. And then I add some coloring to it. And then I do some subtraction to it. And then I combine stuff with stuff. And then I get this gradient texture that moves along across the screen. And then I just use that to control whether or not it's transparent. And then I use the same trick here, where if it's new, add a glow to it, which creates that glow right there. Actually, it's this one right here, which creates that glow, right? Maybe, oh, it's an alpha. There we go, which creates that glow. And then it just turns that into all into that. It's pretty nice. It's a nice and simple effect. And so yeah, it's a very nice effect, nice and simple. Next one. This is probably my favorite scene. So this is the bathroom scene. This is the one where she's super vulnerable, and you know she's having a moment. So let's see. So here we have the first mirror effect, and so this is kind of a long mirror, and it's just a normal mirror. It has a reflection probe, so it can get that nice reflection. Oh look, I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. So this is the bathroom scene, and so yeah, so it has that nice long mirror. And hold on. So yeah, this is one of the heaviest scenes though, because the mirror gets pretty complicated. So then we get a shot of her dipping her paint bucket into the ink, and then she paints over the mirror. And this is actually, the mirror is one-sided, and then there's this separate plane right here, which is an animated, it's an animated it's like frame by frame animation, and it looks like this. If I were to go here, it looks like that. Pretty cool. Like that. And so that's what it does. And then it has some ink nodes, which I can show you to create that false effect. What it does is it takes a noise texture like this, and then it gives it to a bump map, which uses it like that, and then it puts it into this. And nice and simple. And then she looks into the mirror, and then here, the mirror right here, and you can actually see her reaction to everything. It's kind of cool. So the mirror turns into this inky like blob, and inside there's a video player of this Alice. Yeah, so that's how that part works. And so she plays back her video, and then her reaction is like, and then, so this video part is actually kind of a lot of notes, so let's go look at that. Oops, there we go. And so pretty much what it does is it takes, an object texture, and then adds a noise texture to it, and then it gives it to a bump material, which creates that ink effect right here. Which creates that ink effect like this. And then what that does is then it adds this movie, which right here, there's actually two of them, and then it uses that ink to make it like all, inky. And then it uses this object node right here. It uses this gradient, and it isolates, so it mixes them together, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it mixes them together, and then it isolates, it removes the Alice when it's not a part of it. And so what that does is when Alice isn't a part of it, I can control how visible she is. So when she jumps in, you can see right here that it's just this gradient texture moving down. So that's how that's done. And then there's a slider right here, which just loads up a default mirror material. So that's how that works, and then that's animated, so it switches at the right time. It switch between the mirror and the ink. Yeah, it's a pretty simple scene, but it took a long time. And so yeah, let's check out the next mirror. Here we are in the next scene. This is one of the only scenes that doesn't require a lot of notes. This is all the one-shot scene. It's 1400 frames long. And this scene is really interesting. I'll show you. So we have this. And then it goes to that. Cool. So, pretty much how this scene works, and so we have an Alice down here. And she just kind of... There's glass right here, but it's not too visible. So she kind of wanders off, and then she moves to go into her next spot. And we have Henry behind the door. And so as this is happening, Alice should be in her spot by now. No, she's coming up to the ground. And so then this chair gets thrown from behind the wall. And then the camera follows it, and then it leaves the frame. And as soon as it leaves the frame right here, it gets scaled away. And there's already a chair smashed into the glass right there. And through this mirror, you can see Alice behind you can see her right there. So she's right over there, she's chilling. And so this effect is just layered planes, really, with some density to them. So you can see the mirror right there, and then that, and then there's some behind the scenes stuff. And that's pretty much it. You can actually, in the final animation, you can see the void right there. That's what that blackness is. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are all of the mirror scenes, I think. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah, that's the third video, or fourth video, depending on how you're looking at it. The next one, I don't know. Give me ideas in the comments which one you want me to do. Yeah. So, hope you're liking them. Goodbye.